Hello, everyone. So I'm about 70% now. I'm getting there. As you can see at the top of this chat, Fragmeister's going live after this. So if you know Fragmeister, obviously go over. If you don't know Fragmeister, go and find out. I'm not sure what he's going live about. He's in the chat, so he might be able to tell you. Today's live is about a case that happened near me when I was in my early 20s, late teens. It's similar to Flora, but in no way do I think Galen was involved. I want to make that clear. I have got a quick update for you. As you know, we covered Ian Rogers' case. The mom sent me a update from, they did a get together, a little protest for answers and for, more action in the case. She sends me updates all the time. I've got an update for you. They made the news. She's really happy about that. So I'm going to quickly show you that before we jump in to the case against Michael Philpotts. Okay.
Two families coming together to rally for justice in Wakulla County for murder victim George Jody Kilgore and Ian Rogers, a man missing since last year. Kilgore was murdered in 2014, and every year since, his family has hosted its Justice for Jody movement. Kilgore was stabbed to death in his front yard in Crawfordville 11 years ago today. His case is still open, but cold. Another family will join the Kilgores for the first time tonight. Ian Rogers went missing last year, and his loved ones are working to keep his case in the public eye as well. Friends, families, and supporters are going to be gathering outside the Wakulla County Courthouse in Crawfordville. That's tonight at 7 o'clock. We're going to hear from folks at the memorial later on Eyewitness News at 11 and share more about WCTV's new True Crime series, which kicks off with a renewed look at Kilgore and Rogers cases.
Since 1955, Central Heating Consultants has been a trusted name in heating and air conditioning. Whether it's installation or maintenance for your home, office, or commercial space, our staff has the experience and expertise to meet all your needs. As a family-owned and operated business, we believe...
A casual morning surf in Oceanside with his friends became the day everything changed for Scott Muir.
The wave threw me over, hit me on...
Okay, that's a different case. We don't need that one. So yeah, happy birthday, Aurora. 73 today. Big day for Aurora. Like I said, Fragmeister's live. After this live, he's pinned at the top. If you don't know him, go and find out about him. If you do know him, you know the score. Oh, Ruckus. Checking live since I haven't been live. Open panel. We can talk about anything. There you go. Okay, so let me talk to you about Michael Philpotts. Michael Philpotts was, I wouldn't say a popular figure in the UK, but he was well known. He was always on TV. He would jump on anything that he could get on. They even did like a documentary sort of thing on him, where a local, I don't know if it was his local MP actually, but a well-known MP, Anne Whitcomb, challenged him on his lifestyle because he believed that the state should pay for his lifestyle. He believed that he should be allowed on benefits. He used excuses like he can't get a job because the media keep posting about his past criminal record. Now, just a quick glimpse into his criminal record. What's the population in the UK? You'd have to Google it, Rescue. I don't know that off the top of my head. But he stabbed an ex-girlfriend 27 times. So he's not a nice man. He believed in open relationships. So he was married, but he also had girlfriends, and one girlfriend believed that he was getting out of control. He was beating her, treating her like dirt. He spent a lot of his time in the pub. So he would spend the benefits in the pub, and then he'd expect them to have sex with his friends. He didn't actually live in the house. He lived in a caravan to the side of the house where his friends would spend a lot of time, and one of his partners at all times. So let me take you to the night that it happened. On the night that it happened, Michael Philpotts claims that it was an attack on his family. He claimed that his family was attacked because his lifestyle, because people were jealous of him and things like that. He was a disgusting man. He still is a disgusting man. His wife, who was also convicted, is out of prison now. So let me show you some pictures of the house so you can get an idea of the type of lifestyle they lived. So this is after the fire. As you can see, it's boarded up. The house is actually knocked down now, but this is the house. Front door boarded up, caravan removed. It's actually a good question too. Why was they living in a hotel when they had a caravan? But that's neither here nor there. So this is the house. As you can see, it's boarded up and whatnot. This is a front view of the house. All the flowers there because his children died in this fire. And this is a picture with the caravan. So this was literally just after the fire. As you can see, the caravans there. Now, Michael Philpotts set this fire because he wanted a bigger house. He was always moaning he deserved bigger and better. Michael Philpotts has 18 children. 18 children with multiple different women. Here are the victims. Five of these children died the night of the fire. So the night of the fire, the five youngest died on the scene. The top left picture, that boy, he survived, but succumbed to it a few days later. He was in intensive care the whole time. This is a picture of Michael with his children. This is his wife in the centre on the floor. And I believe that's his girlfriend who left him shortly before This night occurred, and here you have some of these multiple children. Let me just quickly jump to the chat. 18 children, yeah. No, nothing like that. So Anne Whitcomb challenged him multiple times. Anne Whitcomb thought he was the most disgusting man alive. Now I will try and find the documentary because I've had no success. But when I do find it, I will post it on my community wall and in the Discord. If Jinx or Aurora can post a link to my Discord, do that towards the end of the live though, because I don't want people jumping in that we don't want in there. But yeah, he challenged Anne all the way through. At one point, he told her to get outside. Aggressively told her, get outside. So he wasn't a nice man. This is what Anne Whitcomb thought of him. Now, Anne is an MP. She's got a love-hate relationship with the public. Sometimes they love her, sometimes they hate her. For me, she seems to say whatever the public want. I've got to share the screen. There we go. So this is what Anne Whitcomb thought of him. Uh, okay, no sound. Okay, so if I stop sharing screen, share screen. Here we go. This is one. Okay, I got it. I got it. Aurora, let me know if you can hear the sound. I hate how it keeps doing this, but let me know if you can hear the sound.
He was very controlling of the women, extremely manipulative of the system. He was not at all a pleasant character, but he did have a superficial affability which allowed him to get on with his neighbours. And I didn't see any sign that the children had any cause to be afraid of him.
And as you've watched this court case unfold and heard some of the testimony there, what thoughts have gone through your mind?
Well, obviously, I'm appalled by the whole situation, but everything that has emerged is consistent with the Mick Philpott that I very briefly knew during the course of that week.
There is a serious case review underway as a result of this. Is there anything, do you think, that social services or anybody else in authority could or should have done about the Philpott family and the way that the children were cared for there?
No, it's easy to look back and say somebody should have foreseen this, but this is very much a one-off that a man should kill 6 of his children. The fact is they were clean, they were properly fed, they were well behaved, they were always at school, there was no truancy or absenteeism. So therefore, they appeared to come from a rather unconventional but nevertheless well-ordered home. And unless there were signs to the contrary, you really can't blame teachers, social services, other people from not realizing what might happen. I don't think anybody could have foreseen this.
You say unconventional. He seemed to quite enjoy Mick Philpott being, you know, in the spotlight on television, in your documentary, also on the Jeremy Kyle program. We saw pictures of him on that as well.
He was utterly shameless. I mean, I wasn't doing a documentary on his lifestyle. I was doing a documentary on his reliance, deliberate reliance, on state benefits. And my mission in life was to get him a job. I found him 3 and to challenge him to take it. And he supposedly took one, but never reported for work. He knew he had, through state benefits, a meal ticket, and a rather good meal ticket for life.
And benefits, of course, have been a lot in the news this week. I mean, to what extent was he, in any sense, representative of a certain category of people who do live on benefits in that sense?
I've no doubt that he used his children. I mean, at that stage when I met him, he was producing 2 a year, 1 by each woman. I've no doubt that he used his children as meal tickets. And the fact that he didn't work was owing to a state system which allowed him not to. But none of that explains the wickedness which governed his previous actions, which led to his attitude towards women, and which led to that extremely reckless act. I don't think you can blame the benefit system for that. And it does behove us all in these circumstances to keep our heads about what is and what isn't down to the benefit system.
Okay. So, like I said, he always challenged how life was. Now, believe it or not, he claimed to be old-fashioned. He believed the man should earn, the women should stay at home, and things like that. But he didn't live by what he claimed. He went on a talk show called the Jeremy Kyle Show. That's a bit like Murray, or what was that one? Trisha, I believe it is, in America. And he was actually on there multiple times, and it wasn't a very good watch for him. It made him look like an absolute fool. He was aggressive. One point, he was removed from the show for trying to start a fight. I couldn't get that clip that wasn't copyrighted. But what I want to introduce you to now is these 2 brothers. These 2 brothers were neighbours of the Philpotts. And these 2 brothers saw what was going on. rushed over and attempted to help. So they were trying to get into the blaze. They couldn't go through the front door because that's where the accelerant was poured. It was believed to be petrol, I believe, or diesel. And so they tried getting through window. If I show you on this one, if you look to the back of the building where the gate is, there's something behind there, like a shed maybe, that they were on top. And the things they say about Michael Philpotts makes you think, he maybe he's not their dad, maybe, all these things. But no, Michael Philpotts is the dad, and he cowered away. If you see the front door, look, this is where the accelerant, it was Michael Philpotts' story was, it went through the letterbox. It was done by people that hated him because of the media. And the fact of the matter is, I believe it was his friend who poured the accelerant in. His friend poured the accelerant in the letterbox. And because it was only supposed to be a little fire to show the council they needed to move, they were scared. And hopefully they got a bigger property out of it. At least the bins are sorted. Yeah. Well, Michael Philpotts, like Anne said, was a master manipulator. He always, when he went to the pub, he never really spent his money. It was always somebody else buying him drinks and things like that. And when he did go to the pub with money, he would spend the benefits that they had for the month. But also, one thing everybody said, and you'll hear it time and again, is the children were always well dressed, well groomed, well behaved, and well fed. But the reason for that was because of his multiple girlfriends that he always had. He'd have one that was like a slave / mom sort of thing, and then you would have the one that he would, take around his friends, 6 of his own kids, yeah. And these two brothers actually went through a lot after this. This case affected them. I believe one of them actually unalived himself. I could be wrong on that. But yeah. So what I want to do now is I want to show you what the brothers had to say, because the brothers are very key in the investigation. Also, Michael Philpotts' actions. So let me show you the what the brothers had to say about the case.
It was like a tornado in a fire. That was the sign of it. And we've sat and watched many bonfires, haven't we? Fireworks night and everything. And
I've got to be honest, I expected more flames, but it was more smoke than flames.
yeah. But the heat was hot. It was hot. I could feel it, the heat.
He was acting.
It was.
He was coughing.
Full on acting.
He was coughing, and I thought, what are you coughing about? You've not done anything. But I didn't think that until obviously after the fire. To me, he was just a dad and his kids were in the house. It's a man that I've known for years and years and years. So it just didn't look right. His whole demeanor, it wasn't right. He wasn't acting like a father would. I've got 3 children myself. So, and I die for them children. Never mind 6 children. So he wasn't, to me, everything was wrong about him. The way he was coughing, the way he was acting, the way he didn't act.
They weren't in the back garden. They weren't clung on to me saying, "Oh, help me. My kids are dying." They weren't there. They was over the street, I think. I don't know. He didn't, you know, he didn't scream, shout, help me, my kids, nothing like that. But that's, you know, I don't know what that is. I'm a dad. You would have seen me come out burning. He didn't. He was over the street in somebody else's house.
We came out to the front. Once my brother knew that emergency services was there, he stopped, his efforts stopped then. But his hope was still there, like mine was, until we seen the children come out. And all hope was gone. He was gone.
Was it? Yeah.
So that was it.
I apologise to him for not being able to save his kids. And it hurts now knowing full well that
We tried. It was the best we could do. We tried, man.
Yeah. So that is what they had to say. Now, notice how they said he wasn't really, like, I think at one point they say that he was just lying on the floor coughing. Yeah, Ruckus, there's nothing I can do about that now, is there? He was on the floor, he was coughing. Bearing in mind, he hadn't been nowhere near the smoke. You'll hear in a bit how he manipulated everyone involved. He told them what they had to say to police and things like that, because he always had to have control of the situation. He was very, very, very controlling, as Anne said. I want to show you a little clip of him on Jeremy Kyle to show you, you know, what he was like and how he acted in, not even in public. Well, it is public, but
You don't work.
Oh, yes, I do work.
Yeah, I know your argument on this. Just give it to us. You say I look after my kids. What's wrong with a man looking after his kids other than a woman?
That's correct. What is wrong with a man looking after his children? I mean, I'm old-fashioned. I believe the man should be at work, but unfortunately, because the media keeps putting this certain story in the paper, I cannot get a job.
You can't get a job because of what?
Criminal record.
See.
I said, you do,
Why
mate.
are you so
I will be.
defensive?
Because when it comes to my kids, I'm very,
I've
very
just
defensive.
complimented your kids.
After I had a go at you.
I just said that ever
Listen, just
since...
get out. Just talk to that, pal. Talk to that. You're not worth it.
I complimented your kids. I complimented your kids, and I sat and listened to you, and all I was saying was how good they looked. You have jumped out of your box with one hell of a chip on your shoulder. You haven't even had anybody say anything to you so far, and you're making signs. No. You've no reason to do that. But I'll tell you something. When a grown man who purports to be a good father, probably he is, sits on national television and does that, no wonder you can't get a damn job, because maybe perhaps somebody wouldn't think they should give you a job.
see how he uses the excuse that it's the media's fault he can't get a job. It's always somebody else's fault that he couldn't do something, or, you know, the basic things that he had to do. He wanted to be at home, drinking beer, having a good time with his mates. He wanted as many kids as he could have. He wanted younger women. I wouldn't necessarily say attractive, but he wanted younger women, and he wanted them as slaves, whether it was for sex or whether it was for housekeepers. He was known to being abusive to them because of, you know, multiple domestic violence cases. Now, this is the turning point in the case. Okay? This is a press conference where police said alarm bells started ringing. Watch how he acts. Bearing in mind, he's the big, tough guy. He's the guy Oh, Simon's here. Hello, Simon. Simon, you probably remember this case. So he's the big tough guy to the media. Not just the media, but to everybody. And just watch how he acts in his press conference.
First of all, I want to thank my 3 oldest children because they helping us to cope with what's going on. And then there's a young lad called Daniel Stevenson who tried to get in the house the same as myself, Joe across the road, and the Butler brothers. And of course there's the poor firemen, the police, and the ambulances, the doctors, the nurses, literally everybody who tried to help save our children. They couldn't. Let's excuse me a minute. We've decided that through our son Dwayne, and unfortunately the last one to pass away, that we're going to donate his organs to save another child, which is what we want, because if you can save another child, that makes us happy. It takes a bit of the pain away. And we can't express our gratitude to everybody that's been concerned with the case, with what's been going on. I've actually been down to our home, and what we saw, we just cannot believe it. We grew up in a community that's had a lot of problems with violence and God knows what else, and to see this community to come together like they have, it's just too overwhelming. We've had people from America, France, even the travelling community. It's just, we've been to see them, it's just overwhelming, isn't it? But I say I can't express enough the police, the fire brigade and the ambulance services, because what we feel, them poor gentlemen from the fire brigade saw what we've seen. You know, my heart goes out to them, because it's not just us that's suffering, it's them as well. It's everybody. But there's one thing I would request is please leave my family alone. If you've got any questions or anything at all, please don't come through me or my family. Please go to the police, because what's happening at the moment, you're disrupting what these officers are trying to do. So please, I beg you, leave us alone and let us try and grieve in peace and quiet. That's all I ask. Thank you.
Okay, so one thing that's very noteworthy is, put all that aside, they were given money to survive, put in a hotel room, things like that. This is on top of their benefits, because bear in mind, they've just lost everything, okay? So it's noted that at the night time, he was going pub to pub to pub to pub. He was paralytic. He was jolly, things like that. Police monitored him because of his own actions. He even had suspicions at some point that he was being watched. It's pretty disgusting what he done. But back to the press conference. That was a dry as eyes, Teddy says. Exactly. But notice when he's talking, he's not struggling to talk. He's getting every word out that he needs to get out. He's thankful of the police. He mentions I think it's the brothers that he mentions, and he's thankful for them. But leave him alone. Leave his wife alone. Notice his wife couldn't even look up at the camera. Now, I'm not sure, but at one point, I'm sure the media pointed out she was giggling. She was giggling in that press conference. It must have been someone from a different angle. And, yeah, his friend was also sentenced with him. I don't know his friend's name, but I believe his friend was the one who poured the accelerant into the house. Michael Philpotts was the mastermind. He put his own children in danger because he felt he deserved better. He didn't want to go out and pay for better. He wanted the council to provide him with a bedroom for each child. He believed he deserved better. He was always claiming multiple more benefits, because back then in the UK, like now, it's universal credit, so it's all one benefit. You tell them your circumstance and it's one benefit. Back then, you applied for everything separately, so it was a bit of a rig, and he played it very well. But yeah, he had dry eyes. He could get everything out that he wanted to say. Now, if that was me, I would be struggling to talk and things like that. Now, I believe there was another press conference, and a behavioural, he was a journalist, but he was trained in behavioural analysis and things like that. He noticed how he was behaving. So that press conference was set up, and they brought in their own experts. And while they was doing that, they also booked his hotel room. And I have the audio, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to play for you Michael Philpotts' own words. His wife's also in there, and I believe at some point his friend. So it's little clips that I've gathered and put together in a video, and boom, we got it. We got it, ladies and gentlemen. We got it. But yeah, here we go.
Saying accident, not saying it's a murder inquiry. Hey.
Fatal accident. You just said.
No, just thinking to know what that actually means. Saying it's arson, and then the next thing you're saying it's accident. Yeah, I said to me, looks like I want. I said she set me up when I was 2. And that's nice. The way she said what she said was because she could get her own house. I never thought she'd turn like that, you know. I still don't believe she did that.
No, I don't.
I can't believe it. Think it's because we love her or because we know her? Hey.
I don't want to believe.
No, I think that's probably what it is. We don't want to believe too.
No, I really don't want to believe that she's done it all.
How do you feel about it? Do you feel sorry for her?
Hey?
You feel sorry for her?
Yeah.
I do as well. When she's brought our kids up, we can't even turn around to say, do you want to come to the funeral?
Yeah.
What did you say? Tell me what you said to him. What did you say about how many times I went up ladders?
I lost count how many times I went up the ladders.
What did you say about me trying to get in?
You tried everything you could to get in. Like I said to him, I wanted to run through the flames up the stairs.
What did you cry when you were saying it? How bad?
Not really, really bad, but I did cry.
That's hysterical. No, it's because I love her, because I'm frightened for her. I feel like she's going to hell. Like you said, she should have the kids, should she?
That's probably what's going to her right now. Found her and never walked out.
I don't even know what she did do with them properly. We don't do it. You tell, what reason did you tell the police about why she left?
She said she was going swimming, but she blamed me for it. It wasn't your fault.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. But she didn't want to do it. I'm proud of you because you liked him. Well, you said you wanted to do it. And you didn't. We got all my phones.
not this one. They need this one.
Right. They've got
That's the copper one.
that's up the coppers.
Yeah.
Page to go. So I thought, fuck it. I don't trust them.
Yeah.
So I've got that one.
Yeah.
I don't trust them, Mikey. I hope this fucking room ain't fucking camera up. Fucking, it better not be. Hey?
Yeah, your fault. Give us something to look at. Give us something to talk about, isn't it?
I'm going to talk about already. Wankers. Let's go then. You want this? It's my fault that half the family's gone. It's my fault we've lost our children. It's my fault we've lost the other part children. It's my fault we lost Lisa. I should have seen it all coming though. It is my fault. My brief said that the judge to do what he's doing, he's got some balls, big balls, because there's no evidence, they've got nothing. There's no petrol on me, on my trousers, no glass. And the fireman said he put the window through.
I know.
That's what he fucking did, and I did.
Both of them. And that front room window was open.
Yeah, I can't understand that.
No, I can't.
I said I was told by Jenny that the police had owned it. And we've got nothing to worry. We're still trusting by what we said.
You'll notice at the end, they were talking about what went on that night, as in, was the window open, things like that. They didn't even know, because they were more bothered about their own safety and, you know, crying for everybody to see. They didn't expect it to get as big, but his own selfish actions and what he believed he deserved killed his children. He did this for a bigger house, and his children paid the ultimate price for it. His children weren't involved, obviously. You know, he decided, I'm going to set the house on fire, and he had his children go to bed. And he did it at the entrance point of the house, the front door. He didn't do it at the back door. He didn't do it, you know, anywhere like that. He did it at the front door where the main entrance was. Because in the UK, you walk in the front door, stairs are normally there, especially in council houses, just because of the way of the layout. And yeah, he's now finally, he's off the street. He's one of his older sons is in regular contact with him, and he's like they say, he's manipulated by him because he doesn't believe that his dad's guilty. But I believe there was an admission. I believe at some point he admitted to something and that's when they decided to charge him. Not only are his tapes out there that you've just heard, but there was an admittance. Okay, guys. Morena is out now. They're divorced. Morena Duffy. I believe she lives with an older man. I'm not sure about a mistress, but he was claiming that it was because of the media attention he was getting. Everything was the media's fault. Yeah, his wife went to prison as well. In the UK, you have to show remorse, and he's not showing remorse, so he'll never see the light of day. Also, he was the mastermind, so the likelihood is he'll never see the light of day as well because of that. But one big thing in the UK is you have to show remorse, and him outright denying everything, despite being caught on video, audio, and things like that. He's still denying it. So that's that really for the case. I just wanted to do it because we talk about Flora a lot, and we said we'd do some UK cases to, show you Americans, like some of the cases in the UK. My next one I'm going to do is the Yorkshire Ripper. That's a popular one, so I thought I'd do it. If Simon, if you're here, you might want to join me for that one. If not, that's fine. But we're going to go over the Yorkshire Ripper case. We're going to discuss possible leads and things like that happened, the effects the case had on the police themselves. Because one police officer was never the same. Nicole Bulley, there's plenty on YouTube about her, but again, I don't believe the conspiracies on that. So I genuinely believe mental health was a big factor, and they end up drifting towards the water for some reason. The story matches the evidence of what we're told. I know a lot of people say otherwise, and if that's your kettle of fish, just type Nicole Bulley. In fact, a good channel to look for, Crime Scene to Courtroom. He's got a lot of content on that. He's got video footage and things like that. But he's neutral. Like, he tends to just present like what he hears, but he's also good at getting court documents and things like that. Because in the UK, it's not easy because of data protection laws. Like, if I was to, for example, show you anything about Shaggable Simon, I could get in serious trouble for that. If you guys was to get something on Shaggable Simon or me, you guys could also get in serious trouble for that. You have to have permission in the UK, and there is actually a treaty. Americans and UK citizens can't pass on information without certain permissions because of data protection. But again, that's this case done. At the top is, I have Simon's address. Well, that was different. You were sending him a gift. Yeah, well, hopefully we're getting it soon. Hopefully. Every day is a new day. Every day is a new chance. And we will be covering Flora again at some point, because I want to go over a tenancy agreement that you guys know Galen should have had, and whatever they call her tenancy agreement and things like that. I've got a lot of content planned, and I've got a lot of time to catch up on because we missed a whole week last week. I just want to ask you guys if you can support the channel, whether it's a small donation through Super Chat, PayPal, whatever, or smash the like, share the live out, and even if it's a live that you're not interested in, press play, mute your phone, put it down, go and do something for half an hour. And yeah, I'll be in Frank Meister's chat. I don't know how long I can stay awake, but I'm going to be in there. Let's find out what he's got to say. And I'll see you guys another day. I will also be in Voices at some point. Yeah, it was a joke, Jinx, you're right. But yeah, we'll cover Flora. I'm trying to get Ruckus to commit to a date for another Evansdale live where we'll go over suspects. We're going to also go over, like I said, the Yorkshire Ripper case, because there are a lot of celebrities involved in that case. Some are victims through, one was a lovable Coronation Street star who actually found a victim, and he struggled with mental health afterwards because, like, people would come up to him and be like, "Oh, you found one of the victims. Let's talk about it. And he was like, he didn't understand why people wanted to talk about it, and it was the downfall in his career as well. So there's actually the Yorkshire Ripper case is interesting for things that happened around it. I'm actually going to reach out to Coach Kev, and maybe we can dual stream it, because he was interested in covering it, and he did ask me if I was interested in covering it with him. I know he's very busy. I know he's asking you guys that live near him, get them signs back out, because he needs votes again. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Aurora. Thank you, Jinx. Thank you, Rescue. Karen, as always. Everybody, thank you for coming. Like I said, if you can support the channel with small donations via Super Chats, memberships, PayPal, even hitting the like and sharing the live helps. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming.